Okay, welcome back to the show, and I've got a special guest on the show today. Her name is Miss Leilani Lee. She's an adult film star all the way from the States. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing absolutely fantastic. Look, first of all, thanks for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. I know it was kind of thrown together or kind of over the weekend, and I had a cancellation tonight, and here we are already.
Here we are. That's the best way,
Yeah,
though, I think. Just, quick.
yeah. I just get on with it. Let's just see what happens. So, look, we'll start at the beginning. Well, not quite at the beginning, but like your journey into this adult movie world kind of came late in your life. So do you want to tell us what you were doing before then?
I was in the mortgage industry. I was a mortgage loan processor. And here in our country, we had a housing market issue and everything went kapooey and I couldn't find a job and basically had to start over. I had to pick a new career.
Hmm.
And just on a lark, I guess, into my brain pops the thought, well, MILFs are really popular right now in porn. I wonder if
Yeah.
I could do that.
And
So,
what was
yeah,
what was the process then from the idea
it
to
was,
getting into it?
it was a matter of a lot of research because I wanted to be in the industry. I wanted to do porn movies, but how do I get there? So I found, oh my gosh, so many things within the sex industry. I started with webcam. I thought at least I'll kind of get my foot in the door, phone sex, kind of see what this world is like. And it kind of keeps me distant, not really in it, but kind of like we are now.
Yes.
Um, and I had a lot of fun. So about a year after I started on cam, there was a gentleman that was an agent for a large production company just south of me, 3 hours down in Miami, Florida. And I thought, well, why not? That's what I want. Let's give it a shot. See if this is really on the up and up. Is this for real? And it was. And I did my very first porn shoot for Score Group. They have multiple different sites. This was for their 40 something mag.
Hmm.
So I not only had the video, I was in a magazine. And once that magazine got into the hands of some other content creators, amateur producers, I got a phone call and somebody explained to me about how to do content, how to do it myself.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was very intrigued and I dived in and it was a lot to learn, but it was a fun process and it's a great industry and I'm so glad it happened.
Yeah. Can you talk to me about that first day when you made your first movie being on set, and did you have any reservations or worries in your mind about it?
Um, I was honestly up until the time that they actually answered the door to the studio and let me in. That's what I thought. Okay, this is real. And I was excited. I was very excited. My husband was with me. Um, and just in case
Yeah.
it wasn't on the up and up.
Yeah.
And they had no problem with that. For the most part, he kind of just sat in the dressing room, but I was taken off to do photos first. So off I would go into another room and they would do a photo shoot. Came back, got makeup touched up, hair touched up, whatever, change. And let's go do a blowjob. Okay, great. And it was a very young guy in comparison.
Yeah.
But he was so nice and very relaxing. He actually was kind of funny. And, he's like, is this your first time? And he really kind of helped me through it, what to expect and how it would go. And then here comes the videographer and I'm doing it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, this is fun. And I'm sucking in the first dick, a strange dick for the first time in like decades.
Yeah.
This is kind of awesome. um, so then they brought me back. They fed us lunch, and then it was time to do the big scene for that day.
Yeah.
And they were going to do an interview. So the owner, I guess, I believe, or somebody very high up, came down, did a little interview with me before the scene was shot. But this time they had asked my husband if he wanted to watch.
Right.
And so they set a chair up out of the way to where he could see, but not be in the way. He was told, shh, don't make a sound, just sit here. And he did. So like halfway through, I'm riding this dick. And I glance over at him like, is he okay with all this? I mean, is he truly okay with all this? Like he's been saying? And he's got a big grin on his face and he's like, thumbs up. He's like, yeah. I was like, okay then. And it's just kind of gone from there. Yeah. It's just kind of snowballed. Like I said, once that one person, it took 6 months before somebody contacted me about that close to it and explained how to do my own content and everything I would need to learn and do and all this. And, the equipment, the platforms, the editing,
Yeah. We were talking a little bit off camera about your appearance on a good friend of mine's show, Michael Larkin from the Lingerie Fighting Championship and the LFC podcast. And I heard when I was listening to your guys' show, very good show, by the way, if people should check it out, I'll put the link underneath this video. You were saying to him that your husband then started taking on roles for you, such as editing and different bits and pieces. Do you want to explain how that process happened?
Well, he saw that because he had, when I started in the cam model, he was at a point where he wanted to retire. He was so done with working, he was just done. He'd done government work, military work, city work. It was just all government work. And he was just tired of it. I was making enough off of cam model that enabled us to let him go ahead and quit. We, restructured some things and we moved and kept doing it. And he's getting kind of bored.
Yeah.
Which I figured he would.
Itchy feet.
Right. So then that was about the time that we found out about doing it ourselves. And he saw me struggling with that because he did pick up the camera because the first guy that showed up hands him the camera, says, hey, you can video it, hold the camera and record it. Someone's like, okay, sure. Why not? And that's how it started. It turns out he's got a real knack for it. Everybody loves his work. So he just, he kept going with that. But then it was also me trying to learn how to build a website, keep doing the cam modeling to pay the bills for, until this takes off.
Yeah.
Learning all the social media, the different things that I need to learn and editing and
it's a lot.
It's a lot. And he saw me working 12, 14-hour days. He says, okay, I need to help you. What's your most time-consuming task? I said, editing. Takes forever. He says, okay, teach me. What? Really? Fuck yes. I taught him. And that has really helped out as far as me being able to concentrate on everything else. To keep it going, the networking, the setting up the shoots, literally everything. So he does the videography, he does the editing. And then of course on shoot days, he acts like a PA too. So he's, make sure everybody's got water. Does anybody need anything else? Does anybody need any snacks? Come on, let's keep it moving. Enough chit chat. Let's get back to work.
So he's a professional now then. He's pretty much a professional. Yeah.
Yes, we both have become. We've both, because I've been doing this now for about 10 years. Oh shit, about 10 and a half. We have our processes down. We've made it all very efficient. So it's just like clockwork, everything that we do, except for all the social media and whatnot, because, you never know when a fan is going to ask for a custom video or fans just flood your inbox of emails and, all of that is just however it happens. So the days are usually filled with a lot of that.
Yeah. Talk to me about the way the industry has changed with the OnlyFans and people being able to request custom videos and stuff like that. Do you find yourself online nearly all the time. We'll say when you're awake, obviously when you're asleep, that's shut off time. But when you wake up in the morning, are you like checking messages straight away and maybe requests are in there? Like, do you ever get some? Do you ever get much time off? Is what I mean, because it's like it's full on, isn't it?
It is. It's full on. You're self-employed,
Yeah,
so it's always on. So what I have found myself doing, because I started to get a little burnt out,
yeah,
is I started to take time for myself each day. If all the things don't get done, it's okay. There's tomorrow.
yeah,
It'll be all right. Um, you have to take personal time. This can't be 24/7 because you will get burnt out.
yeah,
And I've seen a lot of models stop. They leave the industry for a year or two and then they come back. You don't keep the same momentum when you do that.
yeah.
So you have to take it every day if you have to, which is kind of how I do it. I make sure I get a couple of hours just for me, preferably more like 4.
Yeah,
um, but I've just kind of structured my day to where it's more about me than the business now. It's, yes, pretty much as soon as I get up, what emails? Because you never know if somebody has an issue getting onto the site or they bought a video and something's gone wrong. And those are the ones that I want to get to as quick as possible.
Mhm.
So that's why I always check it as soon as I get up. Okay, what happened overnight while I was sleeping? Okay, nothing urgent.
Yeah. Because
I can wake up now.
yeah, because in terms of your fans, then I'd assume you've got kind of people all over the world. It's not just based in America.
All over the world. That is what's been the most surprising for me,
Mm.
is how international and almost every corner of the world it seems. Yeah, it's been very interesting, that portion. I'm sorry, my hair keeps tickling my nose.
You're okay. You're okay. What's the strangest request that you've ever got to do in, I say, a custom video, or was there one that you just said, no, I'm not doing that?
Well, the strangest one I did, although I've never released it, never will, it was for him only. Basically, I was mama. He was son, which of course that's just from the time that I entered this industry. Hey, you willing to play
That was
mom?
going to be
Grandma?
you. Yeah.
Yep, it was just me. I tried to kind of fight it because I thought it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But it's highly popular. So what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So I kind of did give into it. I've been pulling back for the past year or so from that couple years. Because, I don't want to be known for just that. Shit, I forgot where I was going before that.
I asked what the strangest thing that was
Strangest thing.
request you about.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I was mama, son. As mom, I ran a pig farm. And I expected everybody to work and work hard because mom did.
Yeah.
Days were long. We worked. Son was lazy. And I'm to be sharpening a knife, a nice big butcher knife, while I'm talking.
Okay. Right.
And basically getting to the point, over 10 minutes time, getting to the point that if he doesn't get off his lazy fat ass and get his ass to work, I'm going to take him out back the shed just like I do the pigs.
Wow.
It's a butcher farm, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of that was weird.
Yeah, because it's not really sexual. It's different. Like.
Yeah, highly different. Another one was where I played a paranormal detective. That has been released and that has done surprisingly well. Mostly acting. I think it's like about 15, 20 minutes. Different outfit changes, different scenes, it's acting. And it's the last like maybe 5 minutes, 3 minutes is some masturbation.
Yeah. When you mentioned acting there, like a lot of people when they watch adult movies online, the acting is super cheesy in a lot of them. What's your opinion on storytelling in a good video? Like, do you think it's important, or do you think it's just the action is more important itself?
I think the storyline is important. I tell everybody, and everybody knows me by now, that we have to have a reason why. Why are we fucking? There has
Yeah.
to be a reason. We can't just suddenly start. Although I have done a lot of scenes like that. So I
Yeah.
have done a lot of gonzo scenes.
Mm.
There's no reason. Just, there's people fucking.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Um, and that's fine for some people, because some people do like that. The many different varieties of things that are liked is just very surprising to me, and it's been a lot to learn, but it's very interesting. It's like, oh wow,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Anyway, so old age, I swear to God.
Yeah. Yeah. It's grand. My next point was going to be like, with the amount of variety and everything, how do you carve out a little piece of the market for yourself? Like, how difficult is it then to sustain it, obviously, with constant content and stuff?
That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I do foot fetish and I do masturbation videos as well. And like, how many different ways can I masturbate or do jerk off or S jerk off? All these different things. It's like, there's only so many things. Feet fetish, same thing. So I find
Yeah.
myself doing the same stuff over and over and over again. With the XXX scenes, I actually have hired somebody to come up with scenarios for me. He was writing me scripts, but scripts in this industry, we're way better at improv. Some
Yeah.
of us are very natural and act very well. Others, not so much. They're just not actors. So you kind of play to personalities. And those that can act, I love to have a really good scenario that we can just really improv with and come up with a good scene, in my opinion, because I think the storyline is important. For me, it was
Yeah.
watching porn.
Yeah.
The porn that I always watched was more, like you said, cheesy. It
Yeah.
wasn't believable. And it was like the girls would get into the position and just hold the position, and make noises. And it's like, are you guys actually enjoying this? Are you having fun at least? Anything? I mean, natural emotion.
Yeah.
And that's what I strive for in mine.
Yeah.
Keep it natural.
What's your favorite, we'll say, in a XXX movie? What's your favorite kind of scenes or scenarios or to be in?
Anything that's different and off the wall and just kind of reality based.
Yeah.
And maybe has a little bit of comedy in it.
Yeah. back to the cheesy storytelling then again.
I prefer more campy than cheesy.
Yeah. Just want to talk about your website then as well, and what you can offer people through your website, which I'll have linked underneath this video. And of course, you maintain that yourself and you put a lot of work into it. So if you want to tell people what is on it.
Literally everything that I have ever filmed, good or bad, literally everything is there, as well as a ton of information. I'm not real great at writing, so the blogs are not very often.
I don't think people are there for the blogs.
No, I don't think so either. But it does. You are able to message me through there, through the website. But honestly, just my straight email is always the better way to communicate. I see it much quicker and faster and more often.
Yeah.
But it literally has such a variety, because when I started in this industry, I tried all kinds of different fetishes. There are videos that are literally buried on my site, and it's only available to members. And there's probably close to 100 of those. They are in the exclusive category. And I do have categories, by the way. My site is very easy to search.
So it's like tiers, is it?
No, it's not tiers. You pay just one price for the month. And it's reoccurring, or if you're in a country that does not allow reoccurring, then it's going to be more, you pay every month, whatever, or pay in advance. I do have the more months you buy at a time, the cheaper it is for you. So there's discounts built in for that. Search functions are super easy. There's 3 updates a week. Yeah, and the exclusive category has basically the things that are no longer allowed, that were allowed at one point but are no longer allowed. So
is this website a kind of, because I've talked to a lot of people within the industry and they're on OnlyFans, and like any kind of web hosting platform, they just start to take more and more from you. Is this kind of your way of having it all in your hands rather than giving it to someone else and them taking more and more money basically off content creators?
basically, my mentors when I entered the industry were more old school. They'd already been in the industry since the advent of internet and porn on the internet. So they've been around for a good 15 years already. There were no platforms. There was no clips for sale, many vids, OnlyFans, loyal fans, and all the plethora that we have currently.
Yeah.
There wasn't as much when I started even 10 years ago as there is now.
Yeah.
So they were very old school. You have your own membership site. You have your own store site to sell your videos. You have your own payment processor. You are in control. That way you keep more of the money. Yes. But also, come to find out, these platforms can disappear in a blink of an eye.
Yep.
And there goes my business. Now I have to recreate it, rebuild it up. So for me, my membership site, my store site, which has everything except for the exclusive category on the store, as well as a few other things that you can buy. Those 2 are me. Those are the main things that I work on. Those are my main sites. A few years ago, I started using the tube sites. I put up my old videos from the very beginning that had been pirated 100 times or more and put them up on the tube sites. And lo and behold, I made money.
Really? Yeah.
A chunk of money. I said, well, so good. So I'll throw up a video every now and then on the tube sites. I'd been using them just to advertise. I threw up trailers.
Yeah.
Don't really get much traffic from them. A little bit, but not a lot. So to me, OnlyFans and those type of platforms, the OnlyFans, the loyal fans, the dozen or more that are out there, those were like something extra to me. Those weren't a membership site to me.
Yeah.
But that's what they've become for a lot of models, a lot of content creators, and a lot of Jane Does and John Smiths that just during COVID, why not?
Oh,
Let's
I'm a
give it
porn
a try,
star.
honey.
I'm a porn star now.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that.
So those that do really well, say on the OnlyFans, that is all they are. They are only on OnlyFans because it's literally all day long to make what they're making.
Yeah.
But the problem is if they don't start diversifying with their content, OnlyFans may kick us off one day.
Yeah, because it was nearly gone. It was nearly gone a couple of years ago, wasn't it? It was in big trouble there for a while.
I had just gotten on it and was just, had built a good following and was making some nice pocket change. And I was like, son of a gun. All right. Is there any other ones that might come up and be as good that the traffic will go to? Who's going to go? So I kind of sat back and watched where everybody went. I said, okay. And then OnlyFans, of course, reversed it. So I didn't have to go anywhere, but still keeping an eye on where the majority of them are at as far as fans and the models. I don't really like that particular site. It's very confusing. Too much there. I like simplicity.
Before we finish up, I always like to have a fun story, and I'm gonna just throw one at you and see. Have you ever been out in public and anyone has recognized you from your work? Like, have you seen it in their face, or have they come up to you and said, "Oh my God, I recognize you from somewhere"? Any good story behind it?
Not really. They were too shy. They never came up and said hi. It was at the flea market a couple of times, 2 different guys. And I when I hit a flea market, I just start at one end and I just kind of go up and down the aisles. And there's a main aisle and just aisles that go off that you have to come back up to continue on. And I kept noticing when I would come back up an aisle, there's the same guy standing there, staring at me. Kind of got that look on his face. There was one. Oh, there was one in the airport. Okay, that one was kind of funny. Okay, so I'm in the airport. I'm off to go to California. I'm waiting for my flight at my gate.
Yeah.
And there's a guy sitting across from me. He's kind of looking at me. He's down on his phone. He's looking at me. He's kind of half smiling. He's looking down at his phone, or he's looking down at my feet.
Right.
I was eating my McDonald's breakfast because, it was a really freaking early flight.
Yep.
And I went like this, and hey, guys, I'm on the way to da. Posted it. Get to my destination. And after I had done that and shit, he was gone. I looked back up and he was gone. I said, oh, okay. He never said hi. I even smiled at him. Typically, once I smile at them, then they disappear. They disappear. They're gone. It's like, well, after I get to my destination, I'm back on Twitter, to see what I missed during the hours I was flying. And there he is. Longtime fan. Well, I mean, a Twitter fan.
Yeah.
He was part of the group of foot boys that some were producers and whatnot. And he couldn't remember my name. He had posted, he says, I'm in the airport and I swear I'm sitting across the street from a porn star, but I can't remember her name. And then I posted my thing. He goes, that's it. It was Leilani. I says, how could you forget? So we went back and forth on Twitter a little bit.
Bit of
kind of
banter.
gave him a hard time.
Excellent. What current projects then are you working on apart from your website? Is there any other movies that might be coming up that your fans might be interested in, or are you just kind of focusing on your website at the minute?
Pretty much I'm just focusing on my shoots, my website. Yeah. Just because of the way the economy is and everything, not really traveling, not going to any conventions anytime soon. Don't have anything. I did work with Perv Nana earlier this year, but they've already released both scenes. So, played grandma. I crossed over into grandma territory now.
the longer you stay in it, that's the way it's going to go.
Yep, I can claim MILF, mature, and GILF now.
Have you any idea how long you kind of want to stay in the game, or do you just want to, as long as you're having fun, stay in it, or do you have any kind of plan to, I won't say the word retire because a lot of people would cry if they hear that, but just have you got an idea in your head how long you want to do it?
When I first started this and about 5 years in, I said, I'll probably go until I'm 60, 65, easy. Well, here I am, almost 60. And I'm thinking, shit, why am I 70? So honestly, it's flexible. I don't know when.
Yeah.
As long as I can, I will. There are others that are approaching the 70 mark, others that have crossed the 70 mark and been in the industry. So it depends. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. No firm plans. I just figure keep doing it until I can't.
Yeah.
Why not?
Be a lot of happy people here tonight now when they see this to say there's no plans of retirement anytime soon.
No.
And for anyone that might be watching this, that might be new to you or just checking it out, where is the best place then? Do you want to give your website a shout out? I will post it underneath this video and hopefully YouTube won't remove it.
Tell you what, I'll give you my link page.
Yeah.
And that way, seriously, take my link page, bookmark